Okay. Mm, alright. Mm, do this. Do. Mm, done that. Mm, mm, mm. Ah, my lady does. I awaited your coming. Not on within. When men turn to monsters, it pains to say Ishgard has not been spared. That dread blasphemy has appeared in the Holy See, and compound the people's horror. The beast resembles a dragon. It's imperative that it be vanquished without delay. And to that end, we have been assembling a hunting party. Given that the fear and despair may turn our allies against us, we are being stringent in what we choose for this duty. Yet while we are confident in the quality of our knights, the mission would greatly depend on the presence of a battle mage, one who can stand unflinching in the face of fell or quarry. We'd be hard-pressed to find an individual who fits the description better than you. Will not lend us your strength and skill. You can count on me. Letting you at just a moment, while I relay glad tidings to command. Settle upon arriving, you should seek your sight to the 8th Plaza. Lord Archibald will be there to receive you. May the Fury speed your way. Hmm. Though I've been expecting you. Words cannot express how heartening it is to have you fighting beside us. Allow me to echo the sentiment. Greetings, my friend. Lest you wonder, Lord Ortol and I have been leading the effort to deal with blasphemy. With your capable self in the folds, I have no doubt that we shall succeed. Without further ado, I shall brief you on the situation just a handful of days after the first beast appeared in Rodzap Han. An old man was observed at the hopline in the pillars, walking in it with an unsteady gait. All of a sudden he buckled over as if painted. Before anyone knew what happened, he had transformed into a terrible draconic beast. Your sight, many who chanced to be present also turned, and regrettably the Temple Knights were forced to put them down. The blasphemy itself, however, took wing and fled. Profane Fafnir, we have chosen to call it, after the dragon man of Ishgardian myth. Since that day, the beast has been sailing in skies above Ecuador. It does not attack, only circles menacingly for a time ere disappearing again. At last, the brief visage are enough to cause more people to turn, and for fear of panic to spread further. A part of it is because we sought to identify the man who became blasphemy, but thus far we've learned not. We have, however, found a common thread between those who subsequent turned. All people were of fervent faith, people such as priests and inquisitors. When the truth of our nation's history was laid bare, the legitimacy of the church was called into question. When Ishgard struggled to reconcile with the revelations of their beliefs, and none more so than the pious, such as men and women will be more susceptible to despair and thus for transformation. We must find a way to stop it. Ishgard has only just emerged from a 1,000-year war. We cannot suffer another great tragedy, much less so soon. In order to attain better understanding of the situation, we intend to speak with the members of the Kurgi. The sole individual who survived witnessing the blasphemy birth without being turned. Clemens is his name, and he's a deacon of St. Raymond's Cathedral. Come, let us seek him out there at once. No name, Lord Ortwell. See Ishgar sides. You do me great honor. I am Clement, my service deacon here at St. Raymond's Cathedral. Saying you were among those at the Hopland when the incident occurred. We give thanks to Fury for your merciful preservation. Please cannot prevent blasphemy from further havoc and would appreciate any details you could provide. Though we are to make you recall unpleasant memories. Will you not recount us what you witnessed that day? Very well. We're present reclothing the vaults, libraries, the cathedral in case you were unaware. We had finished delivering a batch of tomes and were on our way to bring over another. As we approached the hoplite, we noticed a young man walking on sand. No sooner had he come to an abrupt halt than he transformed into a draconic beast. The fiend flexed us with a menacing glare, and it was all we could do to find our wits and flee. To my confounded horror, my brethren who were with me began turning monstrous as well, one after another. Christopher, that you at least reserved. Cannot imagine how frightening experience must have been. Bishop Vartox. Forgive me if I was informed this all reporters were present. I wish to express my gratitude. From my heart, I thank you for your service. I pray that we soon be free of the scourge. Indeed, if there are might need you to aid or purchase, they knew about to say it. You're most kind, your grace. No, they wouldn't. As Bishop Vartox, the head of St. Raymond and a member of the Synod. As he of the Archbishopric, he is, in effect, the highest authority in the Ishgard Orthodox Church. It is so, yet in spite of his elevated station, he remains as kind and humble as a man as any I have ever known. By his grace, I would do all that I can to help shepherd our people through this uncertain time. So then, there's a request I would make of you if you can spare us a moment and consider it. Of course, if it is with our power, we should be glad to offer you aid. Thank you. Local transfers, the global clergymen fled the city in fear. Yet, though they sought refuge in the winters, they put themselves at the mercy of the elements and fell fiends both. Given that the cause of transformation is not clear, I think theirs was an undecidedly wise decision. I wish to set out and find them, but I'm not trained in the ways of war. I said to require those who come to me in search. So that is why, suffice to say, we will help. Do you know whether your fellows may have headed? The Western Highlands, I believe. Between Gorgon Mines and Helmlock, there are no sort of abandoned dwellings in the area. Well, as time is over, I suppose we scour separate areas. Delta, if you would escort the good deacon to Gorgon Mills, Lord Tortal and I will tend to Helmlock. Mm-hmm. Right. No. I see you found them. It's no worse for thank the Fury. I just request for calls for long. We came out concerned for your well-being. No sooner all you quit the city, we fear you might put yourselves at great risk by coming here. Your daughter is too worried for your health and prays for your swift return, so please, will you not allow us to escort you back to the Holy See? She will be much safer than in this searched place. Sir, the Fury will never be safe in the sea, don't you see? All your throat, their pursuers are the people that stand us, mock us behind our backs, spit in our faces. As those hearts transform us monstrous enemies of the church always are emboldened by your deeds. So now I will not go back to Ishgard, sooner freeze to death than suffer your pity. What? Oh, ever done as a sorcerer, I am a good one. I do not. She cannot forsake me. No, how long preserve. So we can allow him to harm others. Chase him and do what you must. We will remain here and keep the others calm. It is done. Delta. Thanks. I was supposed to was so grateful that no one else came to harm. While we were gone, the deacon was able to convince the others to return to the city. Let us escort them back and reconvene a congregation to consider our next course of action. For our purpose, we have to use the strategy room. Announce yourself to the guard without, and he'll show you in. But Eric and Ortwell will await you in the strategy room. Will you be joining them? Yes. Lest you wonder, we have taken the Grudland man site rounds to rest and recover. She was told, thought that I may still come to despair and turn remains at the forefront of my mind. The thirst will be greater still were we to keep them at arm's length and deny them the comfort of the church. Indeed, from words she spoke, Inquisitor yearned for the days of old. He and others like him can scarcely be blamed. Since the Trucidation's founding and the Archbishop's machinations were made public, the church has been in turmoil. The migrants in several religion and state, there has been far less progress in the reformation of the church. For our faith has been everything to us, our purpose and our comfort. It is not an easy thing to reconcile one's beliefs with the betrayal of our spiritual leaders. Thus, torn between the hearts and mind, many gardens feel loss, and none more so than members of the clergy whose faith was once unshakable. Little wonder then that most distinctly their devout art like to turn. So it seems further just need herbage all to find conclusion. Laura's and Gart set out on a new path. The choices we make now determine our course for the future. Come what may, I dare not squander a chance we have fought so hard to attain. Once returned, the clergyman has sufficed to call now. I shall have to again speak with them. Now I might gain some insight into their individual plights. Good. Meanwhile, I shall take opportunity to brief my men on the recent developments. Pray take on the rest, my friend. You've earned it. When you're ready, continue your work. May seek us over here. Adults, your time could not be better. Dean Clem is finished speaking with the rescue clearman and will be here shortly to share his findings. Lord Emmerich is on his way too. Let us wait for them. Deacon Clement, thank you for making the inquiries on our behalf. So no, journalist said, I'm glad to do all I can. So it's to understand that those we escort back were all close acquaintances of the Inquisitor who turned. Like him, they had been subject of harassment by certain quarters of the populace. Is this correct? As I'm afraid, and they were far from limited men were constable for respect and deference as servants of Holland, and now they are openly reviled by many. We were complicit in perpetrating terrible this true, but we too were misled. We too are victims, and we regard us by some as criminals. I do understand people's, but it saddens me to think they would lash out at their fellow men, especially when we need solidarity most of all. Though I can imagine our play would not presume to fully grasp your pain. But you will tell us of the challenges you and yours have had to face since the war's end? Like all sins of charge, we dreamed of peace in our lifetime, but now that has come, we find little cause to rejoice. Our faith is long in the foundation of our lives, and overnight that foundation has been crippled over fractures beyond repair for some. Learning that we have been deceived, and we unwillingly deceived others in turn was devastating. We had once been shepherds to man, found ourselves lost lambs, bereft of sincerity, wanting for guidance. We will languish in darkness, all of us. Yet I have faith that the church will redeem itself, that it will find a new path, and again become a beacon of hope for its people. I see. Thank you for sharing with me. Your testimony has confirmed our suspicions. Murder is that which causes people to turn is none other than despair and anguish. If it wasn't before, it is now abundantly clear why members of the clergy are among the transformed. That you did not, I believe, is due your unwavering faith in the church. In the light of this, we would ask for your continued cooperation. Of course, anything to help my brethren. Now that we have established the cause that leaves us with the mystery of profane fasteners on doing the progenitor troubles, could he too have been a man of the cloth? Roy Crawl was scarred, he was dressed in common fashion, and inadequately against the cult besides. Says the angel Maroon, the blasphemy influencing its behavior. We determine what instinct drives profane fashion when we learn who it once was, and this knowledge I believe will prove vital in our efforts to stop it. Deacon Cloud, we ask that you reach out for fellow clear and please do what you can to ease their anxieties. I said, as I have done, I shall forward what comfort I can to those in need. We must seek priority and identify the blasphemies. To that end, I must seek out more eyewitnesses. The hotline is a busy place at a given time. Some more cities are bound to have a seat present at the church event. Approvals we make inquiries in the pillars. If you could attend to the hotline, Laura Toll and I will look at surrounding areas. See, nor would I wish frightful sounds. They say it was a drumstick, but if not, then what was it? Was referred to one by a young man poorly dressed in the cold that I did see. I'll call him because an aide from St. Bernard's was searching for him. He was a patient at the infirmary and by coincidence had the same name. I saw when I was 21 and I was in the super and it was hard to take it. There you are, Delta. Did your search yield any fruit? A patient of the Firman's infirmary, you say? And those webs were claims to witness an individual fitting the description of a man walking in a stupor who did not seem to feel the cold. If he wandered straight out of the firm, he would explain his state of attire. They say we found our blasphemy, but I think the name should be Vandero. It's the same as the former Heaven Lord's commander, Sir Vandero de Rochmond, for whom the infirmary is named. Sir Vandero retired from the station at the ripe old age some years ago. It's not likely to have been him. In any case, we have led. I shall head to the infirmary at once, pray. Wait for me in the room. This is over the aide who was in charge of Vandero. John, oh please, you say have. Well, I'm afraid Mr. Toby could tell us more about him. Guess how he became in the infirmary? He was found by a troll in the Central Highlands after being treated for his hurts. He was brought to Stockholm's in the previous years. He had been doing well, but then from his years, by all accounts, he's a normal man, so it's safe to assume it isn't Sir Vandero. No, he's definitely different, as I told Lord Artwall. And though he gave his name as well, he did see Veracruz and made no means to confirm his identity. And I say he should be wondering about his place. Please, you must find him. The only reason Rose gets to say may have been Vandero. No, how can this be? Is there else you can tell us things that he may have said or done while he was in your care? While he was still unconscious, he would often ramble, though most of it was incoherent. He mentioned the Archbishop many times. And he spoke of Bishop Frontenac. I assume he was a pious man given this. Thank you, Grosh. We'll continue listening, and should we confirm what became of Vandero, we'll inform you forthwith. Let's return to the congregation for now. Mystery remains, but we're one step closer to identifying the man who became profane Fafnir. Indeed, though it did not first appear to be a member of the country, his words betray a fervent faith. Now it fears that he should not speak only on worship, but Bishop Farnock specifically. First, he was personally acquainted with his grace. Late possibility, I believe we should speak with him directly. I agreed. I will request an audience by his grace. He has many demands upon his time. It may be a while before we can be seen. Should you have any liberties, pray feel free to attend them in the meantime. We still time and Deacon Clemens sent one of the Bishop will see us now, but by which I mean right this instant. It's extremely short notice, I know, but I would not miss the opportunity to learn how any red arrow might be connected. Now what you need is His Grace Warren Lord Emmerich is already on his way to St. Roman's Clefiro. Come, let us hurry. Lords, I am so sorry. If one of the greats they were making way here. The trooper, if you recalled, I had urgent birds since I had to leave the control once. He had not gone far yet, so if you wish to search him in the hopes, he might steal some time, a moment of time. During us around, I was always supposed to say, what was this could it be so pressing? Sarah should be here. For us to Mozart, we were only frustrated that you had granted us. Rest assured, I was about to return to the cathedral. There's no grace, just one last thing on. Do you know, we're saying a man named Verl, is he known to you? And I can say, with the exception of the former archmage, I'm sure I know no one by the name. My lectures are known to many, yes, perhaps because it is useful to get inspiration from public service over which we presided. So that he is fully God on his faith, comfort him in sickness. I pray, hope, Ellen, he will soon find good health. And then if there's nothing else, I shall return to my duties. Hmm. Fear not, your eminence. I shall carry on your legacy. We have completed the preparations as per your instruction, but are you certain this will work? It will. Lord spoke the truth when you revealed our primal powers to strengthen people's faith. You cannot bring us over, but not at first. But the course of calculating his eminence's personal articles, I came upon his journal. There he had written, though abundant ether for prayer is possible to make gods of men. All the power required lies in this place, Zazilah, by channeling the essential elements into the soulless flesh and sword we found. You shall summon forth King Thor and his 12 knights, and by his blessing your scar shall be restored to its former glory. What is this? It's just armor and scarcely changed from before. His eminence, I must protect. No, this isn't right. God, Professor overlooks them. We must return to the host and review the journal. Grace, what should we do with this thing? Leave it. The failure without use rail. The sense of this place will deal with it soon enough. Are you all? Were you present a grand vision of the past? Did summoning of King Thorn and his knights 12? You should know full well summoning is strictly forbidden. You will come to the conjuration and explain yourself. You realize your church. Conducting my affairs according to scripture. It's taught others to do likewise. Do good for us. Tore down everything that defined us. You know how it feels like your existence to forsaken by your community, to be denied by your society. It's justice at Ishgard, where the church has no place. I refuse to accept it. You hear me? I refuse to accept it. Grace, no. Does she come the violence yet again? Whether or not have been forced, my lord. Deacon Clem, Should not be alone this time. I shall remain with him while attending to the aftermath. I think I've said all. Return to cottage your plate. Go ahead and get some rest. Is Roger Bashuin? Oh, there's the deacon. Well enough given the circumstances, though under Solitude, he's more determined than ever to help his fellows. Surely he's possessed a stout heart. I think that even members of Synod could succumb to despair in turn. The crisis escaping the church is far graver than I had imagined. Due to such a broad separation of religions, we may have exerted a growing divide between the clergy and general populace. Delta, will you recount in full what you witnessed in your vision? I should seek to use one of Allah's unholy abominations to create a primal. Yet that which manifested was not the being you fought, but rather retained the form of a man, one driven by the desire to protect the Archbishop. We safely assume that the Bishop did not have sufficient ether birth or Nidhogg's eye. The sword, Ascalon, no longer has such power, nor does that of the Warren Triad remain to be harnessed, thanks to your valorous intervention. But if summoning failed, how did the clone come to possess life, and what purpose drives it? Lacking ignorance, the necessary components were present for summoning. From the original self was success, the vessel, though imperfect, was as a champion of the Archbishop, yet how did he come to be in the Central Highlands? You believe that his clone and the man who became the blasphemer are one and the same? Nay, I merely speculate, yet considering what we know of the clone and Vendoro, it would seem a likely possibility. Whatever the truth may be, it will not elude us forever, but first I must lay some groundwork for the next phase of the investigation. Gosmer and I will have news to share along, so pray look on us when you can. Alright. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Well, you ever a sight for sore eyes? Ill tidings, my friends. Dispatch someone's friendly could go away, Bishop on someone regularly, and Cornell turned to hit Epi put down. Other accounts and how they're concerned that the clone of Rodero are the same individual. Paying as mentioned that they are perhaps we should consider how Venerable may have found his way to Corthius. According to those, he was abandoned in Law, but what did he do afterwards? The other one way, just to turn the truth, we follow this trail. I shall go and search for the clone in Law. If he's still there, then we will be dealing with a different individual. Spydale, we'll leave the floating continent in your capable hands. Although that I shall reach his vulnerable steps whence he first appeared. I'll help you found in the central lands who was taken the camp dragon. Let's begin by making inquiries there. I wasn't involved myself. I can't tell you much about the fellow. Like I said, just earlier today, I caught sight of an airship flying dangerously low. Soon, up this ruined source I'm looking not too steady. Sage will tell you about an airship flying low. Several RC will bring you to our humble camp this morning. You may have found lost. I don't want him. I was with him for the chance upon him north here at Providence Point. He was unconscious in a bad way, and we hurried back here to camp. After what we could for him, we sent him to the city. And I was late, Lord Hoshworth, your friend. Is there something you require? Ah, yes, mysterious man. He was among those who tended him. It was not as hard for the snow, much less the snowstorm in which he had been caught, but was suffering from frostbite. When people are extremely cold, they may mistakenly feel they are warm and disturbed. That might explain the state of undress. Watch this at Providence Point. I should say flying low near Camp Dragon Head. All right. Oops. There we will learn all of interest. Estimated from Club's observation was seen flying low. Yes, all accounts I heard were consistent with yours. I am curious about the fate of the unknown ships that arrange a pair of black chocobo's for us to more efficiently scour the area. We shall continue our search for Providence Point where Monroe is said to have been found. Joe, alright, let's be off. Hello. I'm fine. Nothing far, let's continue northeast. I think it's been like a year and a half, I think. I've started playing last year in February. Oh, hi, Neko!
Just raided with 9 viewers.
Thank you for the raid, Neko! Diego! Why did I say that so weird? I don't know. How are you, Diego? Yeah, I started February of last year, I think it was. Yeah, February of last year, I think it was like, right? I think it was in February that I started. Because I started around the same time that I started streaming. I don't know. Compared to Tygo, that's nothing. By the Fury. It's the blasphemy. Oh. And seeing the past again. His Eminence must protect His Eminence. Do. My infernal colon be praised. I'm feeling strong enough to speak. Can you tell me your name? My name is
Okay.
Zephyrin. No, Charbert. Or was it Vilgane? Holliscran? So many names swirling in my mind, voices that reject them. Is there none that they will accept? Are you alright? Hmm? Vanderu. My name is Vanderu. The same as our infirmary. Their safe has guided you to us. Mm-hmm. So, if you're feeling absolute cautious, can you tell me about yourself? Anything else you remember? Anything at all? Proud son, house his own nay. A devout servant of Helen, who lives for rush for all the pleasure reflects being the intentions of meetings. Fight beside my brothers in arms. Lowborn Runt, whose every efforts went unrewarded, whose very name disqualified him from the leading temple knights, but his eminence raised me up great and replaced at his side. Therefore, I pledge to swing my sword service, pledge my very being to my left, my Philip in defense of his. My knight, defend his sword protects the Archbishop. Oh, your knight, forgive yourself, I have no idea. Well, Rosemary is weak, I'm afraid I must inform you, his word has not been seen in quite some time, and are presumed dead, and the Archbishop, well, he most certainly is no longer of this world. Hmm? Unfortunately, say now. Hope you get back to free. Speak of which, let me bring some food water. You must be absolutely famished. Thank you. No, this cannot be. How could I still be alive when he is not? I must find him. Mm.
Mm, can't always say cute stuff like that, Taigo.
Elsa! For the glory of King Gordon! Another vision, I take it. Speak for Ishgard. Here's the Lord will return soon. If he is not already, we should be both glad to hear your tale.
Yeah, right.
Let's just fly. So Tygo, was the last game you played just the Deltarune, or did you play anything else after I left? Alright. Let's go over here. Yep. You say the same thing every time I talk to you. Delta, I pray your search was more productive than my own. Everyone is here. Excellent. So, were you able to find our clone in Azala? Nay, not, but the Scardasia Ascalon remains. How fared you with your own efforts in the Central Highlands? In the course of reaching the round steps, we came upon the wreck of the Soleil. I suspect you found the vessel that abandoned at Azala and tried to use it to return to Ishgard. We rushed en route and was subsequently rescued by the patrol from Camp Dragonhead. So it seemed, and the Archer's airship was not the only thing we found. Finn Fafnir was there as well. We were chose to flee, but not before Delta had a vision of Vanderu was past. Come on, friend, share us what you witnessed. Mm. 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 Da, 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 All pieces fit as you summarize, my lord. Butter and the clone are one and the same. And in his despair, he turned into the blasphemy. Yet the confusion and exhibition in Windasney, as if he wasn't sure of his own identity. Before science, Parles retained the memories of their previous incarnations. Unless it would be assumed the clone harbors remembers all those who became King Thordon and his Knights of 12. Though he struggled to reconcile those conflicting memories, he managed to settle on the name Vanderu. The voices were clearly drawn facing Delta. The mere slave woman drove the blasphemy to flee. Above all, however, they shared a desire to protect the Archbishop. This desire was seared in Vener's very being when he learned that he no longer had a purpose. Will's word took up arms against us in Ishgard. On the other hand, we robbed our finest knights and their dear friend. Even so, I would not wish a terrible fate upon them. This is the same fate inflicted upon many of clergymen. I fear organizers will succumb if we fail to act. People will soon forget the patrol of the church's leadership, nor should they. But absent the comfort and stability once afforded to them by despair, institution, many have become lost and too vulnerable to despair. The church can still be a source of comfort, but things need to change. It's not so much somehow. Here you indeed. The ground upon which we stand crumbles. We must find the strength to move forward, even should it cause us pain to do so. Lord, while the next house session I shall call for an equal to be held. My lord, such a gathering is for... Oh, you intend the church to codify a new doctrine. Since every religion and state, we are refrained from interfering in the church's affairs. But if the church is to remain part of its God's society and continue serving the people, it must reconsider its role and formally address recent revelations. I would call forth the council not as Lord Speaker, but as a humble adherent of the faith. As long as I consider whether message was necessary, but I lack the courage to set them in motion. I now have it, thanks to you. Let's send the necessary preparations at once. Among other things, we must reach out to the clergy who are amenable for reforming patients in the meantime. Just a random piece of food. Delta, owing to Lord Number's swift action, I'm pleased to say that the Educational Council will soon be held. Because your honor, the Council's high assembly of the Guardian Orthodox Church is purpose to deliberate and decide upon doctrine. Voting was held less than 80 years ago, and 4 archbishops have since come and gone. As such, the most ignorant know little of it, save for which they have read in historical legends. Church archbishop members, will meet behind closed doors. In light of Bishop Varrick's fate, however, it's time the doors will be thrown open to the public. Indeed, for the first time in history, all men and women of tradition may have a hand in shaping the mission and teachings of the Church. It's my hope that you will also join us in this endeavor. Allow me to express gratitude for your efforts in facilitating council. We appreciate the difficulty of your position. I merely heed my conscience and faith, my lord. Acting in Bishop Varrick's seat, I shall do all I can to see the Church may serve the people once more. Where's Lord Speaker, if I may ask? He stepped outside a moment, saying he wished to gather his thoughts ahead of the council. The hour draws nigh, however. So I shall proceed to the vault with the good deacon. In the meantime, may I ask you find Lord Amark? He should be at the last vigil, I believe. Mm-hmm. No, this is you, my friend. Is it time already? I see. My apologies for making you come and fetch me. I've been thinking also on the path I have chosen to walk, and on those who have been left behind as a consequence of my actions. Those who died fighting, those burdened with boundless grief, those deprived of position and purpose. Like any nation, Ishgard is made of disparate souls with disparate beliefs. Without an enemy to unite us, we recall the difference we once set aside our necessity and find amongst our old friends with new ideological foes. The future I had envisioned is far more difficult to secure than I ever imagined. What must I do for our people to live in harmony, for our nation to move forward as one? Such questions have been pondering. We should begin making our way to the council. Shall we continue our conversation as we walk? Ready? Then let us be off. It is agreeable. I would like to look on in Fortem's manner. Feels like another age that you and yours were no more than foreign wards of House Fortem's. In actual fact, it may be considered so. Where he comes to in motion the chain of events that brought an end to the Dragon's Song, Warren ushering a new age of harmony. You have paved the way for meaningful change in our nation, and for that you shall ever have my gratitude. Now then, shall we continue to our architects? King Thordan and his 12 knights, and the murders of Radarosk. Since the truth of their ancient crime came to light, many have demanded that these images be torn down. Yet though what our founding fathers was wrong, neither is it right to simply expunge them from and their deeds from history. To do so would deny our people's part in what followed for 1,000 years. We have the chance to forge a new future, but we as a nation must decide how we will confront our past. Forgive me, I was lost in thought again. Let's join the Deacon and climb at the vault. I swear, I better not get Vault 2.0. There you are, my friends. The council is about to convene. Let us take our place to the audience hall. See members of Kurgan honor and hearts of faith, I thank you for your attendance. Your ignorance has been racked by serious charge. Those among who do Hollow's work have been transformed into abominations. Everyone is brought about my holiness, and it is upon our spirit and anguish that it feeds. Thus, reverent furniture, which strives to ensure that all Ishgarans, Kurgan, and citizens like by peace and love for one another with one hearts. So then I would call this one of the first generations, that we might determine the path forward for the church and our society as a whole. So this way, Ishgard Orthodox Church served the people in two respects: as the furious spear to strike the heart of Dragonheart, as the furious shield to safeguard the souls of men. Now we're at peace with the Drons, the church no longer serves her. Someone else consider how we might better serve as a shield for our brethren. Our community must be reformed. For that we need accountability. Our brotherhood must be stripped of rank at minimum. An investigation conducted at Charles' help. If it is sufficiently examined, we may turn our attention to the doctrine of lies. As a president for us, we have ever sought to interpret the scriptures best our ability, and then has conveyed Holland's will to the people. Such for pursuit of refusion and expensive doctrine will come at the expense of our faith. Have we won the war to lose our souls, O Holland? Are we outside your grace? Suppose the streets on my turn. This is the words, the church and the faithful have stood at the crossroad, unable to take the next step forward. His Grace, Bishop of Arx, may walk on as was one such soul. It is longer for similar times he resorted to using forbidden magic. He's come to despair. Our minds, we renounce the lies upon which our nation was built. But in our hearts we yearn for the righteous, misguided though it was, that gave us comfort and purpose for so long. So let us not forget who we were. Let us confront the mistakes of the past and learn from them, that we do not repeat the mistakes of our forefathers. As firm as we believed in our sacred duty, we struggle to accept the Church's deception and embrace change. Legacy of Thorn weighs heavy, and there is temptation to simply cast it aside, like a mantle that suits us no longer. Yet that would dishonor the sacrifices of those who went before, countless souls who served in the people with purest intent, and so heavy though it may be, let us together bear this burden as we set forth anew. Our friend Delta risked life and limb to reveal the truth to us, the truth that our legend and scripture were tainted by betrayal, but not wholly corrupted. Though the great walls and spires of our city may have been built with a murder and deception, they rest upon the foundation, immutable and true, our devotion to Halon, whom we have worshipped since before our forefathers settled these lands. The church is a font of practical wisdom, and teachings guide us in our daily lives. Such things define our faith, no less than the lies. We can acknowledge our sins without renouncing our religion. Aye, and without rejecting who we are. A comprehensive view of scripture as well as historical literature will be necessary revisions as appropriate. Must be ensure the truth of our past is preserved for future generations. With your fierce knowledge of scripture, I say, none is better suited than leading the efforts than you. I also expect that many eyes will be required to pore over the tombs, and I know many idle men and women of faith would jump at the chance to do Halland's work once more. The day is so very long. I had no answer to my father's word. The day so very long ago, I had no answer to my father's word. But it seems that the people had it within them all along. That went a lot better. I was so funny. I was about to say that went a lot better than I thought it would. And Eric's even like, the council went better than I had dared hope. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Truly, while the details remain to be decided, it was a resounding success. Your words helped everyone to find common ground. I don't know how to thank you. Much credit must go to Ilsa. In the face of great hardship, never did she hesitate to press on, and our people have not forgotten this. I didn't even say anything there. Indeed, well, I do well remember the day you flew up into Ishgard on a dragon's buck. In making the possible the impossible, you inspired us all. In you were a glimpse of the fury, a vision of courage in the face of uncertainty. Looking to your examples, we shall endeavor to bring about the change to the church for the future of all Ishgardians. There will, of course, be those souls who struggle to rise above the mire of despair, but my fellows and I shall be there to take their hand in faith and love. For what is faith if not salvation? Well, I must return to the cathedral. We have much more to do. But forget, I've tracked down that which you requested. Some repairs will be necessary, but it seems to be seen to with all haste. What has to do with finance or embassy? Let's see what everyone might say. From what we know from Fine Paradise, I expect it will be great use in our hunt. Once repairs are complete, we shall be ready to strike. But the church haven't reached accord with the people. The risk of more agreement turning is greater. We now focus entirely on our blasphemy. It's time we free Vandero from his torment. Rest while you can, Delta. For I dare say the coming battle will demand the best of us. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta run to the bathroom and then I'm gonna do this quest. I'm back. I also refilled my water because I was getting low and I've been thirsty. Glad tidings, Delta. Since the ecumenical council, not a single soul has turned. Save the knowledge, we need only think of how to hunt down the blasphemy. Delta, you are too. You are here too. Excellent. I'm pleased to say the scope is ready. We now look to dealing with Fafnir. As you recall, when we last encountered it was lying in wait by the Soli. An instinct driven by him remembers, I believe it seeks to protect that which is most troubling associated with the Archbishop. All likely to the self-same motive that compelled it to come to the Holy See from the skies above. It keeps watch over the Holy See. In next instance, we shall exploit this instance by using the secret weapon to lure it to the chancel. What exactly is this secret weapon? It's none other than the Fury's Grace, the holy crowser of the Archbishop. Subjects of the Witch of Farox had retrieved it from Ozila. I had the Deacon Clem search his private quarters. My suspicions proved correct. With the crowser in hand, I shall make irresistible bait for a profane Fafnir. My lord, that's unconquerable risk. There is no telling how the blasphemy will react. Indeed, but we can only be confident that I will command his undivided attention, thus ensuring that no more of our sins are placed in harm's way. Besides word, our Archbishop shields and Temple Knights are the people. As leader of the order, it's risk for mine to bear. All the knights of Ensward fell in Ozila. As a vessel for their memories, Vonero may be considered the last of their number. Let us go then, and relieve him of his nay. Their duty. Let us see to our preparations and proceed to the vault. We finish this once and for all. Alright, let's see. How much am I going to struggle with this? You're ready, then let's set it forth. You need but say the word. The beats that come now is our chance. Oh ho ho! Make ready. Du, 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 du. To me, my knights. Blasphemy, profane Fafnir. For the glory of King Thornton. No, you are not he. A trick is a trick. Forgive me, Sir Rube. For the sake of all shorts, we must strike you down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. SMS must protect us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sir Charles Max, have care.
You underestimate me.
Oh, damn it. Okay, let's come. Quickly, each take one.
Do not underestimate me.
Stay on your guard. Oh crap. I am... Whoa.
We must stand our ground.
Oh, I see. It's the glowing ones.
You underestimate me.
Army, faithful souls. Come on. Mm. Mm. Yes.
I will not falter!
Mm. 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 We cannot fall such power. Mm. 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 Yeah, I was not in the thing though. Mm. Mm. Um. Mm. 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 Come on.
This knight does not yield!
Thanks, you all turned to me. Mm. Mm. Here we go. Finally, it's over. That's a hard fight. Thus ends the tale of Heaven's Ward. Let it not be forgotten. It is wrong to only conceal the truth under control. To but the Archbishop and his machinations. Yet in peering into the hearts, one thing became clear. They too had succumbed to primal manipulation. They too were victims, flawed men, aye, and not without sin, but Ishgarians brave and true, as we all aspire to be. I have triumphs in the battle ideals. I have responsibility to our people. The hopes and dreams, their sorrows and sufferings are mine to bear, and to bear them I shall. For I do not vanquish King Sora, and I had erred in but one of my choices, and it will have been the first has come to spare, to be reborn as a blasphemy. You would have turned, not you. Thank you, my friend, for having such confidence in me. My apologies, was not mine to wax sentimental. Our work here is done. Let us return to the congregation. Next treasure room. Oh, yeah. Wait, so then does that mean Nidhogg was the final boss of the game? Well, what a Fafnir. Ah. Those for me to offer my gratitude of helping us overcome not only the blasphemy but the despair which spawned it. This is only the beginning. On the face of it, we may have made tremendous strides in breaking down ancient barriers in our society. Yeah, remain great rifts to be bridged. It's no easy thing to rise above your lifetime preconceptions and prejudice. I myself have struggled to do as you must know. But I shouldn't give on the honor of my house. I should do everything in my power to build a new guard, one in which people can see eye to eye, regardless of birth and station. Now, I believe that you can have some words for you to pray lend him an ear. My lady Delta, I say how glad I am safe and well. Just for your eye, Lord, I am explaining to me the true nature of the man who became the blasphemy. The poor confused creature was born of the church's mistakes, and on behalf of the clergy, I give my heartfelt thanks for laying it to rest. As words reform the institution and rebuild our relationship with the people, we will remember to pray for those who have fallen in service to the faith. And we shall pray for you as well, whatever your path may lead. May the fury ever watch over and keep you. Just leave it to you then. Lormark also wishes to speak, so what not to do to keep him waiting. Delta Lord 12, I thank you for your vital roles that you played in ridding us of profane Fafnir. As ever. As ever, the sight of you in combat is nothing short of inspiring. To no further reported instances of people turning to blasphemy itself, no more. I should like to believe we are free of the scourge of despair. Rather than I shall labor evermore fighting to dispel the darkness in men's hearts. We shall fight with you, not only as Speaker of the House of Lords, or as the Lord Commander, but as a man of faith for God and our people. Together, let us strive to fill our nation with hope. But now I was sick to death of being thanked, but I must no less express an additional word of gratitude. Full oft have you saved our nation, our people. I speak not only of our lives, but our hearts and minds as well. You gave us a great gift, an opportunity and a choice. And if we are to pay you, we as a nation will take full advantage of our freedom to take a new course forward and a brighter future. What forward means we may not always agree upon, but as a fellow Guardians, we shall find a way to rise above our differences and still united. That is the nation I will strive to build. This I swear to you. Also, given all you've done for us, I am always impressed for, but may I trouble you to bear word of our success to the officer at Rods at Han? See, this is the one thing I don't understand is at the end of these roll calls, it's like, yes, go back to Rods at Han and tell them that we succeeded. You know, something you could just send by link pearl. We'll of course be sending a report, but there's no substitute for a first-hand account. Our allies will benefit from additional details you can provide as well. Alright, thanks again, my friend, and may the Fury speed your way. I guess there's that. And now we'll just take the airship back. You know, come to think, I haven't really played the past 2 days. Did I remember to... No, I did not remember to do this. So I guess I'll do that after this. My Lady Delta, by return, I hope the hunt for Blasphemy was success. You are anxious to be because of those rights, but that execution was served and put us for the church and embark upon a path of reform. It's incredible. I will share these joys and tidings with our allies without delay. I may speak candidly, I must confess to being a great admirer of yours. In your own moment, I would like to hear about some of your adventures. It would do me the honor. For President of our official message, Guardian Delta, I offer you my humblest thanks for your immeasurable service to our nation. You may job specific area for level 9 to the magic range DPS. Alright, now to go grab my constellation prize from the cactpot.
Ew. It appears I cannot go straight to the gold saucer from here.
Hmm. Yep. I was right. Only consolation. Yeah, what the heck? Right here, I might as well do it because I have no clue what else I'm gonna do right now. Might as well just do it. Let's see if I can win. Need to actually sit up straight for this. Alright, round one done. Dang it! I got greedy. Oh well. Might as well just do the mini cat while I'm here too. Dang. Um. Hmm. I'm gonna run to the restroom then and try and decide what else I'm gonna do.
Alright, I am back. Hmm. Let's see, what should I do? Because I don't really want to start the MSQ yet. So I want to save that for after I get back because I'm going on a trip Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream next week because of the trip. So I'm definitely not going to be able to stream next Tuesday. I don't know about next Thursday, so trying to decide what else should I do today and Thursday. Hmm. Roar. I guess. And then so, yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I don't know why. I like feel like exhausted, even though I didn't get up till almost noon today. I don't know why. I feel exhausted. Yeah. Oh no. Tygo's getting revenge and squishing me back from earlier.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I just kind of feel like I want to do at least just one more little thing. I guess I could go. You know what? I'll go to the event area and give a few attempts with the jump puzzle. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do a few attempts at the jump puzzle before I finish. I want to go for a little bit longer. So to do that, let's go here. I suppose I should change over to the swimsuit. No, not that. Leave. And then let's see how high I can get. Yeah, and then I'll just try until I'll try for like 20 more minutes. Aww. Oh no, I forgot. Wait, hold on, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I forgot. If I press that button, it hides all that stuff. So I can actually see better. Because I don't actually need any of the HUD. Oh, plus this actually makes everything a lot easier because I can see more since there's nothing on the screen. Oh man. I still messed up. Alright. Let's see if I can go this time. Oh no. I failed the first hurdle again. Got past it on my first attempt. Now I failed. Alright, did it. No! Okay, I got lucky and landed on this. Alright. Come on. Jump. Jump. No! Aww. Yes. No! Oh man, why am I struggling so much? I am struggling so much with this. What the? I have no idea what just happened there. I think... Did I just somehow fall through the floor? Um... Just a few more attempts. Have you ever beaten this, Tygo? Dang. Oh, come on. I did not jump that far. Yeah. Now I am standing on water. Just people splatting on the water. All right. Yes. Made it up here again. No! Dang it. Alright, a few more. I'd like to make it, but I just do not have the patience. What? I do not understand. How? How? I am standing on air. How? Is it because there are just so many people that it doesn't register that I'm off of it? Well, that means you have an extra space to jump. Oh, that's actually much easier if you just walk to the edge of it and then jump. And then step forward and jump. That's a lot easier than the running jump. This is really hard. Alright, 3 more attempts. And attempts start when I get to the running when I get to the attempts. I'm only counting attempts that reach the long board. Of course, now I'm not even gonna make it there. And I slammed my face on it. No! Oh my god, that would have been so annoying. And that's one attempt down. 2 more left. I don't understand why that keeps happening, why I just go flying. Oh, okay, no, that does not count. I just walked off of it. And I didn't. I am doing really bad. No. Alright. Okay, I think that's enough. I couldn't be if I keep going, I'm gonna start getting really frustrated. Let me just go down the slide. Whee! Mm. Let me just go to my house to log off in. Alright. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Thursday, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I am gonna stream, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I just work on leveling the magic jobs. I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out when it's actually Thursday. Alright. Let's see.
Mm, hmm? Oh, there it is. It's like I couldn't find where my mouse was on the screen. It's like moving it around a ton, just not seeing, and then I saw it. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.